Sup traders, straight here. Let's do a pre-close analysis for the day that's just gone, or the day that's just closing, 25th of November, Monday. Going into the week, I'm bearish because we've had a series of bearish candles coming down over the last 3 weeks. We took out quite a strong sell side liquidity above this monthly time frame fair value gap, this green highlighted area. The start of that has been tapped. We tapped into this weekly time frame order block as well, so it's quite a good support zone for price to find support, and we took out this inside sell side liquidity. This is a range for euro dollar, right? We 1, 2, 3, essentially the low of this range. And at the moment, I'll be bearish going into tomorrow, so I'll be waiting for Monday's highs to be taken out. But today, let's see how that played out. We took out previous day's high, which was Friday's high. Today, we came into that monthly daily time frame fair value gap. We wicked above it, and at the moment, we're closing inside of that daily time frame fair value gap. I don't know if we'll close below that 50% or not. Still got an hour off and an hour and a half left for that. Yes, like I said, because I'm bearish tomorrow, I'll wait for Monday's highs to be taken out. We have consumer confidence news coming out at 3. I won't be trading until then. I will be waiting for trades to play out at that time. I'll wait for market to take out previous day's high at that time, or if it's already taken out that high, I'm still going to wait for that news to come out, because that news is quite unpredictable a lot of the times, and I don't like trading beforehand, unless there's some kind of a manipulation trade during London session. I'm not going to be trading until 3 p.m. But yeah, let's see how today played out, right? We gapped open. My analysis last week was I took a trade around here somewhere on Friday afternoon, and I was predicting price to come out and take out the highs of this candle, this bearish engulfing candle, at such a key level after this accumulation and manipulation was a very good sign that it might be a reversal area, or an area where price can continue higher from. And I entered my trade somewhere around here, but because it was Friday close, I exited that trade because my stop loss was inside of this candle's range, and I didn't really want to get gapped open and taken out more than 1% of what I risked. And then price pushed up, took out that high this morning, came down. It looked like it was going to fill in the gap. It didn't. It did, however, came into this inverse fair value gaps 50% level, tapped it and found support, which is pretty good level at that sell side liquidity to go long. I didn't go long there, obviously, because I'm just not confident with that trade. And then we pushed up with this bullish candle. It looked like price was going to continue higher up, because why wouldn't it? So it's a bullish candle closing above these highs, and then we see price with this bearish engulfing candle. So unexpected. What was the unexpected though? In a bearish order flow, do I really want to be going long at such a peak, which I did with pound dollar? I'll post a link for that trade. Really stupid trade. But yeah, this bearish engulfing candle, which took out previous candles, and is this just going to be an order block going into tomorrow when we take out these highs? I don't know. We'll wait and see for how tomorrow plays out, but I'm just analyzing what happened today. So yeah, 4 hour price came into that gap, this inverse fair value gap, which I'm going to highlight because we can watch how price played out at that area, because that could potentially provide a future entry opportunities. So let's see what happened on the lower time frame around that area. Although we had taken this high out, we still came down and taken that high out, not taking that 50% off that daily time frame fair value gap. So yeah, on the 1 hour time frame, this is what happened. And this is what makes this even better. Let's see. We accumulated during Asian session, open and Asian session. Then we tanked with this bearish engulfing candle, right? In a bearish after these accumulation area. And this is kind of a sign that price might actually, this is a manipulation essentially, and price is going to continue higher up. Because there's only one candle, I wasn't really confident trading it. It had been like series of candles, then I would have loved to go long. But it was only one candle, and that kind of wasn't really, I didn't really want to trade that. And then on the 15-minute accumulation, came down, manipulated this low, tapped that, came into quite a key level. So yeah, even though I didn't want to, I wanted more black candles or red candles, I shouldn't expect more candles because of where we are, 50% of that inverse fair value gap, net gap. a fair value gap, yeah, inside the open gap, which is quite a key level. And then price found support, pushed up, and I don't really like trading this because this is exactly what happens when I trade. When price has already moved away from me, it becomes a loss, because that's what happened with pound dollar today. And yeah, we moved up, didn't pull back, closed above New York open, pushed up again one more time, pulled back into that New York open, took out liquidity off this low, and then pumped up. Where did it pump up to? Cleared the rest of these fair value gaps, to be honest. On the 1 hour time frame, honestly, not really keen on any point of interest for me. It's just at this order block, I guess. I'm not going to be pointing at random objects on the chart and look for an area to short. With bearish order flow, bearish trend, price moved away in such a bullish momentum, it's going to go lower essentially. And then it pulls back, takes out this low, holds above a fair value gap, and that is another good support level to go long. On the 5 minute, we just see price comes down, takes out that low, takes out these lows, and then continues higher up. But yeah, these highs, I did see this candle after price closed up. I was watching this because I saw the 4 hour candle be this bullish engulfing candle, right? This really strong bullish candle. I was like, and because of the fact that there weren't really any PD arrays here to go short, I saw this and thought, oh, there's no way price is going down. But one thing what I was interested in at the time was this candle right here after this doji candle in such a bullish order flow. This to me is an indication that we took out liquidity off the low and closed above this high. This bullish engulfing candle is an indication, a first sign that we might see a potential reversal. And because the order flow is bearish, we're pushed up into discount, and then we see this opposite pin bar, bullish pin bar, even better. This is again a sign that price is failing to push higher up, and this might even be an inside bar candle. 301, 30, yep. Next candle, if it fails to go higher, then it's a very good time to go short, and that would have been a good place to go short for me, even if it is a candle like this. And then we get this bullish bearish engulfing candle, and that is just cementing. That's just cementing, man. That's just cementing. And then we pull back. This is essentially a unicorn setup, isn't it? Right there, fair value gap, breakout, price comes up, taps into that breakout or that fair value gap, and then dumps down to, well, at the moment we're just there. And I don't really have prediction for tomorrow for this at the moment. I'm waiting for today's high to be taken out, and then I'll look for a shorting opportunity. But until then, yeah, not a lot. Although we have closed above this fair value gap, this inverse fair value gap, this inverse fair value gap, and looks like we're putting back into that level. Oops, honestly, anything can happen, so I don't really want to be over analyzing things that I don't really understand too much, and because it forces me to take trades that I don't really understand. Pound dollar, I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet because of the fact I've went quite hard with euro dollar. Same as euro dollar, bearish order flow. We've had so many bearish candles for so many weeks, literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 weeks. There's no reason to believe we're going to continue higher up from an order block, or we did come into this inverse fair value gaps, inverse fair value gaps low, take that out again one more time. We've come into this order block. Honestly, not really worth spending too much time analyzing that. And at the moment, the only thing we've done good is taken the sell side liquidity. We've come into this daily time frame order block, right, and found support, but it's bearish. Come on, man, it's bearish. It's bearish order flow. Let's stop overthinking too much. This is what gets me in trouble. Yeah, similar to pound dollar, gap to open up. Looked like it was going to continue higher up with this bullish engulfing candle, which is what I went long from. We took out, these highs, pushed up, but we tapped into this daily time frame fair value gaps 50%, which is obviously a clear sign of bearish order flow holding. And then we put in this bearish engulfing candle that's come into this gap again. Oh yeah, we also had this bullish engulfing inverse fair value gap on the 240 where price came down to during London session and found strong support and continued higher. And I was watching or looking to trade that, but I didn't because I stuck to my rules, I guess, and I didn't afterwards because I didn't. And then yeah, we came down to this inverse fair value gap, essentially held with a double bottom on the 60-minute, pushed up, closed above this fair value gap to turn it into an inverse fair value gap, and then just tanked and took out these lows one more time, and then it's continuing and pushing up at the moment. And the way this candle is closing right now, bearish engulfing candle, looks like we might continue lower. On the 15-minute, yeah, this is a trade I took, stupid trade. I've done an analysis for it. I'll link it on this video. Came down to this inverse fair value gap after this accumulation, and then dropped. Yeah, we dropped. We came down again during New York session one more time. And as I was watching this, I did wanted to take a long at this level, especially after this engulfing candle. But I just, honestly, just rusty, a little bit rusty. That's where I should be longing if I'm in a bearish order flow on a Monday and I'm expecting price to pull back and manipulate these Asian sessions high after finding support at the gap, because gap price is likely to find support at that gap, right? Especially on a Monday. I was watching this channel as well because we had obviously taken out previous days highs. Not previous days highs. These highs right there. And I wanted to short, and I wanted price to take out the Asian high before looking for short. However, I think it was too late for that. Price had already taken out Asian session high during Asian session, or taken out liquidity off Asian session high during Asian session, and then put in a market structure shift. And then this was just a pullback and took liquidity above a swing high. And after that, price did not want to continue higher up. I did watch that because channel is a trade I take, and my prediction was that price was going to come down to this gap, and I just wanted price to come up and take that Asian session high one more time, and I would have shorted, but it's fine, that's fine. I waited for my analysis, which is what I was happy about. Just could have traded around here at this second test of the inverse fair value gaps, 50% inside that gap, but I didn't. That's fine, again, because bearish order flow, so I stuck to just looking for trades in bearish direction. But because we just annoyed with myself for taking a long here, because we took out Asian session high at this inverse daily time for fair value gaps 50%, and then we displaced with after this accumulation, and then manipulated that accumulation with this bearish engulfing candle, which is what I was watching as well, this engulfing candle on the 15-minute in a bearish engulfing pattern, and I was watching that thinking, oh, it could continue lower, and then I stuck to my trade because I believed in my trade. But that's what it is. Now going into tomorrow, I don't really have much idea. I'm going to wait for today's high to be taken out, which it might not, because we've already pulled back and taken Friday's high and also taken out the daily time for fair value gaps 50%. But regardless of that, I'm still going to wait for today's high to be taken out, unless I see some really strong displacement down. There's no point in me looking for a trade until today's high has been taken out tomorrow. Let's see how market opens, or what's happened by London open tomorrow morning.